Let's bring in Niall Stanage on this White House columnist for thehill.com for more on the state of the race. Thanks for joining us, Niall. Good to see you on this 4th.
Good to be with you, Natasha. Happy 4th.
Niall, the New York Times reporting Biden told a group of Democratic governors just yesterday that he needs more sleep. We heard Kelly Meyer mentioning these details, and that he needs to work less at night. How much is the concern over the president's health weighing on Democrats right now?
Oh, it's weighing enormously. It is topic A, B, and C in the political world because primarily of that debate performance last Thursday, Natasha. That sharpened very, very strong fears among Democrats and among voters generally about the president's acuity. So obviously he has to try to calm those fears in some way. I'm not entirely sure talking about the need for more sleep and so forth will get that done. But the age issue is what has precipitated this entire unprecedented crisis.
And Niall, I want to bring up your latest piece on thehill.com. You wrote that Democrats have been crying out in private for Biden to do more public events in the hope of showing that the Atlanta debate was an aberration. The danger, of course, is that any serious flub or misstep could be the end of the road. What will it take for Democrats to convince voters that this was just a very bad 90-minute stretch of debate night, or is it too late at this point, Niall?
It is possibly too late. It's certainly too late for a very broad swathe of voters. But I think what Democrats hope to do and what the White House and Biden campaign hope to do is ease concerns among those people who might have been inclined to vote for the president before the debate and now have doubts. The big question, which I was getting at in that quote you read out, is can the president allay those doubts by these appearances that are coming up, including the interview on ABC News tomorrow? He really needs to try to, at the very least, ease those concerns. Any mistake, any sense that he's in any way out of it, in layperson's terms, would be absolutely catastrophic.
And let's talk more about the meeting between President Biden and the Democratic governors. Here is what they had to say after that meeting.
Do you think he's fit for office?
Yes, fit for office. The president has three and a half years of delivering for us, going through what we've all been through. None of us are denying Thursday night was a bad performance.
The president continued to tell us and show us that he was all in, that we said that we would stand with him.
I'm here to tell you today, President Joe Biden is in it to win it. And all of us said we pledged our support to him.
Niall, is there a risk to other potential Democratic candidates if they continue to stick with Biden?
Yes, I mean, I think there is a danger of his apparent unpopularity affecting people further down the ticket. And of course, that's always a very big motivating factor in politics, Natasha. If people think that a particular president at the top of the ticket is going to end their political careers, well, their loyalty is going to be pretty limited. Now, what you saw in that clip that you played was the governors really trying to express support and to calm Democratic nerves about the president. Whether that'll be successful, I think it is too early to say. We'll see how these next few days go. The president definitely entering a very critical stretch for him.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.